Okay, time to start assembling the doors. I am going to do this driver's side door. First thing I did was threw on the door handle and the mirror. That's an adjustable mirror. I ended up having to take the new door latches that I had bought, the latch mechanisms, and throw them away. I ended up going back to my original ones. I cleaned them up. They look fine. I was trying to use new ones because when I ordered them, I didn't even know I had old ones. I found them. The new ones just don't work. I mean, let me show you what I was into here. First of all, the lock arm for the exterior lock didn't line up, so I had to bend that in. This thing is all over the place where the door handle actually pushes the outside plunger, and the plunger falls in behind it, and you just couldn't get it to go. And there were just so many little issues like that. Finally, I just said to hell with it and took them out and put the old ones back in, and they work great. So we're going with that. First thing I'm going to do is install the vent windows. I already installed that one so that I didn't look like an idiot when I tried to demonstrate this one. A few things I found on this door. On the other side, I had to, you gotta roll this under a little bit right here, just to get yourself a little more clearance to keep that tight. So I'm just gonna take a punch and roll that under. The other one that I had to do is I had to move this hole a little bit out on the other side, but this one looks right. So I just had to hog that hole out a little bit for the top bolt. But either way, I will test fit it and try it and see what we get. So the first thing you do is you take your little, your adjustments. This is the long one that goes down here. And you screw this in until it's about a ½ inch sticking out. Actually, no, this one you put in as far as you can. Sorry. This is the driver's side vent window, obviously. So screw this one in pretty much all the way. All right, don't take a tumble now. So I screw this one down pretty much as far as it'll go. That one's super easy to get to. Then I take the front one, which is a reclaimed one, and put that in here and leave this one sticking out about a ½ inch. That'll just make life a little easier when you get going. Okay, I'll show you the prep. Okay, one other thing I forgot to do is I like to take a dolly, get behind this, and flatten that hole out so that the screw has something to catch, because usually that's all stripped out for the screw that comes through the side panel, which I'll show you later. But now at least we got a shot of threading that in there, if it lines up. Okay, we're going to try to set this in first try here, just to see how it fits, and then we'll come back and adjust anything else we need to. First thing, turn this sideways and feed that down in. Then slowly clock it around and feed the front in. And pray a lot. Doesn't hurt. Oh boy, this one. Oh, what have I got going on here? Okay, there we go. All right, so let's try to get. Okay, not bad. That's lining up. That's lining up. Let me see if I can start this bolt. I usually like to do a slightly larger bolt here, a little longer, until everything is copacetic. Let me pull the bottom screw in now. Okay. Let me bring you in here and show you what we got. All right, so this looks like it's gonna go. First try. Amazing. Okay, so this rubber flap just sits up on the outside edge like so. I think I still got to go down a little bit in the back. The front nut and washer goes in here. You can see it up here. That stud's got to be screwed out just a little bit more, but that'll help me pull it in this way, which will clock it down a little bit. This looks like it needs to be clocked down a little bit anyway, but I will start the nut on that. And then this large plastic washer and large flange nut go out here on the front. I'm not sure I've got enough to start that yet. Let me give it a go. Damn. Okay, hang on one sec. All right, I got to thread that one out a little more. Boy, it's jamming on something. What's it into here? Oh, I believe it's down a little too far already. Huh. I didn't realize that was a square hole up in there. All right, got all the screws started. Now it's time to take a look at where we are. And without even closing the door, I'm already starting to hit. So I have to come, I got to tilt back and I got to tilt out. Let's start with the out, which is right here and the easy one. Okay, so to go out, I have to back this screw off. It's going to take that nut off for a minute. Make that a little easier to deal with. All right, so right now, yeah, that's in there a lot. Oh, wrong way. I want to go counterclockwise. No, clockwise. Really? Yeah. Because remember, I'm trying to pull the top of the door out, which will move that in, just like that. Let's have another look. All right, it's closer. Still not quite right, but it's closer. Now I'm gonna take and I've got to tilt the front back, which means I've got to screw in on that front one, which is not gonna be fun. All right, let me pull that one in. I'll bring you right back. Okay, that's pretty good. This screw actually lined up. Shocker. Now I've just got to tighten this one up. I want to tighten this up, just make sure it's okay. Okay, disaster averted. Now you can see there's quite a gap right here, and around the top of that screw. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that screw back out, pack this in with 3M caulk strip caulk. And yeah, that should do it. Okay, that's it. This stuff is kind of nice because you can just kind of put it in there, fill the hole, and just kind of work it like silly putty. Now, no more hole. All right, that's good. Vent windows in, check. Okay, next step in the door assembly are these weather strips. So the way this works is there's 3 screws up here. You just kind of get that tacked in. You got to trim around this piece a little bit. I haven't got that quite fitted where I want it. And then I will put some adhesive behind areas that are kind of hanging there and tape those off. But then you work your way around the small holes and just work these little pitons in there, and these clips hold it in pretty good. They go in a little mean, so I've been pushing them in with a flat tool or some sort, the butt of the hammer or something. But anyway, this is how these go in, and I will wrap these up. All right, so that strips in. I just I put a little bit of adhesive behind it up top on both sides, just to get it to stick good right there at the end where it tries to curl up, and then just tape it off. I'll let that tape sit overnight, peel that off tomorrow, and we should be good. The other side worked good, door closed nice, everything was pretty copacetic. So, next thing I got to do, I guess, is I want to get in the door handle, but I'm missing a piece to do that. But I think I can get the window regulators in next, so we'll try that. We'll see how it goes. All right, so now we're going to get the window regulators installed. And I'll show you what we have to do here. Hopefully this works. Anyway, first piece we got to put in is this rear rail. I've greased the slots. Wow, I can't get far enough away. There we go. So I've greased up the slots, ready to put this in. Got to loosen up the 2 side bolts, and I'll show you how this goes. Okay, so first things first, we slip this guy in. Just want to loosen these 2 pieces up on the side real quick. The brackets. Then slip this in like so. Couple of screws here. Snug those up a little bit, kind of keeping them in the center of their tracks. Probably should have chased those threads a little first, but here's what it is. Okay, get those snugged up. Now, I'm going to slip in the regulator. in, and I just throw some tape on it so it can't fall off while I'm working through this process. Actually, I think that's wrong. It's going to be down like that. Yes. Okay. And of course, I've got grease everywhere. Feed this up in very gently. I'm going to ding the outside of the door. That would be tragic. Make you angry. Oh yeah, I'm on the wrong side of that track there. Okay. I got grease everywhere. All the time. Alright, so now I'm just going to line these holes up here. Start screwing this down. Kind of fighting me. Alright, there we go. That's channel in. And just again leave that in the middle of the slot. We'll try that. From the wood shop. So trying to clamp these bottom runners on the windows. They go on me. They should. You don't want them to pull out. I use this stuff here. Weather strip lube. And in California, it'll kill you. Anyway, like everything else. This stuff just, it provides a good lubrication for stuff like this when you're trying to get it to whatever. It also works good for rubber bumpers and things like that that you're trying to install. But both sides of the rubber channel. I put the channel on the glass first. Some people go the other way with this. I find it's just a little more convenient to do that. Then you slip the channel on here, whoops, under the glass. You gotta line up this hole over here. Without the clamps, but it was just way too difficult. Reset that. Pressure to one side to get it started up on. Clamp. There we go. On and start to seat that rough weather stripping into the channel. And hopefully you won't witness this glass explode, because that would be so good. We are. Now, used up its travel. bit. Oh, yeah. That was great. Pressure. Now we'll just slide this clamp down a little bit just to get up along with this. Keep working it down until you get it all the way on there. Press this to the last way to get out on the bracket. Well, this is going to work. We're going to try it. Yeah, it's biting me. But we that's good. Okay, that one's good. Middle now a little bit. Okay, there we go. Inserted. Pressure. And just try to work the rubber back down in a little bit where it starts to look like it's slipping out, and just trim. That end tries to slip on you. And that's it. Glass rail installed. Okay. Now it's ready to go back up to the shop. Yes, lubrication. Okay, so we have this window ready to go in. I like to loosen the rear rail up a little bit, lean it out as far as I can to start, and just snug it up there for a bit. That's kind of where I like to start with it. Anyway, oh, I gotta take these screws out. Had a bit of a time trying to find the proper screws to attach the lower slide rail to the window frame here. But hardware store was only 10 minutes away. Okay, so now we're just going to feed this rear roll in gently, mind the paint, and get the front kind of started down in the groove a little bit. Whoops, what's happening? I'm hung up on something, hang on. Okay, now I just try to work it down in so that wheel gets in the track. And my nut and bolt are hanging me up here. So you don't want to drop this thing at this point. And the grease from the track, of course, gets all over your fingers, which is nice. Let me see if I can work that in better somewhere else. There we go. Okay, now, first thing I want to do, sorry, is hit my two little retaining screws on the bottom. That'll keep anything from falling. All right, first thing I want to do is put on the little retaining screws on the bottom. Just a little dab of Loctite. Doesn't take much. Okay, so I've dropped in my lower tabs with just a little, my lower screws with just a little bit of Loctite, blue Loctite. Now I want to get this so that it's at the right spacing so that the window's engaged in the front track properly. And this does not look like it's there yet. So let's roll the window up, see what we get. And again, all the tracks and everything are brand new. So this is, oh, what am I hitting now? Okay, window came out in the front. Okay, so now I've got to pull my track forward, take out any slack. Snug that up. Okay. And then this one down here, loosen up a little bit. Pull that out. I won't be able to final adjust these windows until I have the convertible top on and all the weather stripping and the quarter glass, but we can get them in, and that's a good first step. All right, so there we go. All the brackets are snugged up. We're close. I feel like, oh yeah, it's working better now. Boy, it wants to drive it right into this. Right into this molding over here when it goes up though. Okay, there we go. Now we have both glasses in. It's going to take a little more adjustment to get it just right. Now, once I get the other pieces in there and I can do that reliably, I will take you through that process. But for right now, glass is mounted. So make sure I got everything snugged up good. All right, so the last thing we need to do for the windows is install the window felts or cat whiskers or whatever people call them. These are pretty simple. They got these little holes in the door. You can see right here. And they are spaced out perfectly with these trim pieces, which just amazes me. So yeah, you just kind of slide them down in. You pick up those holes. This one I got to trim just a little bit off the end first, so hang on. Okay, so one of the things I noticed that kind of surprised me a little bit, I expected this piece of chrome to come over the top of the door a little bit. It does not. When those snap in, they're really kind of flush with the top. So anyway, I'm gonna move on now, do the door handles. It's New Year's Day, just trying to get some stuff wrapped up here. Wonder what's going on down to the house. Yep, Hallmark Marathon. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, gonna continue this and put the door handles in next. Okay, that wraps up the door glass. I purposely left the fingerprints on there so you could see the glass. Yeah, not too bad. I got the door handles, the latches in now, interior latches. That was a bit of a mystery trying to figure out which side went where and blah, 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 as far as the pull rods and all of that. But it's in. We're good. I still got to do the weather stripping up through here, which I don't even know, excuse me, up through here. But I'm going to wait to do that when I do the stripping on the bottom of the convertible top.